The story begins with Michael, a lady who was showing her frustration with her boyfriend Ben. There had been an argument between them, so Michael wanted to break up with her boyfriend Ben. She quickly packed all her clothes and sat inside her car to leave. She stopped at the station to refuel her car when she noticed several trucks passing by. Michael ignored them and continued with her sad thoughts as she drove ahead. Meanwhile, Ben kept trying to call Michael, but she didn't answer. She was determined not to stay in this toxic relationship anymore, so she told him about her decision to break up. Michael felt sad about it and even cried, but she diverted her attention by turning on the radio, where she heard news about strange and shiny objects falling from the sky, which scientists couldn't understand. Suddenly, Michael's car collided with a truck in the next moment, causing her car to flip, and she lost consciousness for a while. When Michael opened her eyes, she found herself in a bunker with a minor injury and her feet chained so she couldn't move far. Michael was trying in every possible way to bring the phone lying on the side here to her, and she succeeded in it. But there was absolutely no network on the phone, so she couldn't call anyone for help. Suddenly, from outside, a man named Howard enters, who used to control the entire bunker system. Michael was very scared seeing Howard, but Howard tells her that he found her unconscious near the neighboring area, so he brought her to his bunker to save her. Now she has to stay here because he has made all the arrangements. After that, Howard left from there, but Michael didn't want to leave this place in any way, so she quickly put on her clothes and made a makeshift weapon to test Howard. Within a few moments, she activated the fire alarm, so Howard tried to come inside, and in the next moment, Michael tried to attack Howard with the makeshift weapon, but Howard dodged her and caught Michael. He injected Michael with something that made her unconscious again, but this time, after regaining consciousness, Howard was telling her all the truth about what had happened outside. Howard tells her that Russia and several other countries are having a nuclear war with each other, and due to this horrific war, all the air outside has become polluted. No normal person can survive in that polluted air, so I made this bunker for my protection, where all the survival items are present, and now you also have to stay here with me. Michael was saying to let her ask her parents if they are okay, but Howard clearly answers that all the people outside are now dead, and it will take about a year for that polluted air to clear up, meaning we both have to spend a whole year inside this bunker. Michael gets very scared by this. Suddenly, some strange noises start coming from outside the chamber, so Howard goes back to see. He had already closed the door of Michael's chamber so she couldn't escape. Now, after a while, when Michael wakes up, she sees that the door of her chamber is open. So she slowly went outside to notice what was there. Michael then notices several containers of food, which were perhaps kept for survival. Then Michael meets a man named Emmett who used to work for Howard. Michael was telling Emmett that maybe both of us should leave from here as soon as possible, but Emmett replies that maybe we can't go outside because the outside air is very polluted, and we will get infected. Then Howard's entry is there who had come to show Michael the entire place. Howard and Emmett together had kept all the entertainment items there that could be useful for living for many years. After showing all the things, Howard takes Michael to her private room where there is also an attached bathroom so that Michael won't have any problem. Michael couldn't understand whether this was happening in reality or she was imagining it because suddenly there was an accident and the air became polluted so quickly. Howard shows her the airlock from where one could go outside, but whoever went outside till now got infected and died. Confirming this fact, Howard had sent some pictures, but they all fainted and were on the verge of death. From this, Michael realizes that going outside is not safe, but she still doubts Howard because she was hit by Howard's truck. Now Michael talks to Emmett here and gets to know about him. Emmett says that he used to work in the army before this. But after getting injured, I resigned from there. After that, I joined Howard and started making all these things together, and finally, we made this first-class bunker where we could survive. But somewhere, Michael was suspicious of Thomas. She felt that Thomas was hiding something from them and not letting them go outside. But Emmett had full trust in Howard. Now, between their conversation, Howard comes to call them for dinner. All three start dinner on the dining table, but Michael wanted to leave this place somehow because she didn't feel safe here. Michael saw that Howard had the keys to exit this bunker, so she plans and starts flirting with Emmett. When Howard saw all this, he became uncomfortable and started shouting loudly. Thomas had already said that touching was not allowed here. Michael was a little scared, but she cunningly stole the keys from Howard's pocket. After that, Michael immediately attacks Howard, takes the key, and starts running towards the door. She tries continuously to open the door and go outside, but Thomas was saying not to do so, or else we all will be killed. Michael was at the last door, and after opening it, she would go outside, but before that, a very scary lady appears above the door, asking to open it. It seemed that the lady's whole body had become useless due to infection. Seeing this, Michael was a little scared, and she closes the door back. Michael was unsure about what to do. But obeying Howard's words, she stopped opening the door. Howard shifted Michael to another chamber as a punishment. Michael had to find answers to her questions, but she didn't know how to do it. Now she was stuck in this bunker with two strangers. Howard, with great affection, came to Michael and explained that he was in a hurry that night, and unfortunately, there was an accident with her car. He didn't want to leave her in that condition, so he brought her to the bunker. Since then, the nuclear war had started, and all gases had spread. I also got stuck in this bunker with Emmett. After hearing all this, Michael starts to trust Howard somewhere. She even becomes so comfortable with Howard that she starts to put bandages on his head injury. In other words, she no longer doubts Howard at all. Howard tells Michael that his daughter is of her age, who went to study with his wife in the city. But the bad thing is that he doesn't know if they are alive or not. This emotionalizes Howard a lot. Meanwhile, Michael starts talking about her boyfriend Band, with whom she had a breakup. But now, she doesn't know if he's alive or not. Slowly, the three of them start living in the bunker, starting to use all survival items properly. The three of them became quite comfortable with each other. One day, suddenly, the air filtration of the bunker stopped working, and they felt something heavy going on above the bunker. Howard said that the air filtration must be turned on in any way, or else they would suffocate. Now, due to the reduced size, Michael had to go towards the air ventilation and turn the filtration back on. Somehow, Michael managed to reach the filtration chamber and turn it on. But then she saw a chair inside the chamber with a mirror above it. Someone had written "help" on the mirror, and all these things had been done from inside. There, Michael found an earring with blood on it, the same earring that was in Howard's daughter's ear. Michael couldn't understand what Howard had done with his daughter. While discussing all this with Emmett, Michael was shocked to realize that Howard was a psychopath who had killed his own son. When Howard realizes that Michael is suspicious of him, he shoots Emmett straight away, revealing that he has a drum of acid with which he burned his daughter's entire body. And now, he's going to put Michael inside it. Michael immediately starts running away to save her life. She locks herself in a chamber where Howard used to keep all his belongings. Michael was looking for a weapon to protect herself, but Howard had gone completely insane and started searching for Michael relentlessly. He was continuously approaching Michael. She pushes the acid-filled container down to kill him. As a result, Howard falls on top of her. Howard's entire body starts burning intensely, and he begins screaming loudly. The burning worsens, and his screams grow louder. Michael screams for help, manages to escape from there, and quickly runs away, wearing a mask to go outside. Regardless, she unlocks the door wearing a costume and steps out, as Howard had claimed the air was polluted. However, Michael feels nothing unusual. When she removes her mask, she realizes the air is unchanged, meaning Howard lied. Immediately, she saves herself and flees far away. This is where our story concludes.